Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. We are moving on in our lessons in the Course in Miracles to lesson 181. And there is an introduction in this section for lessons 181 to 200, and I'm going to read that as well. Our next few lessons make a special point of firming up your willingness to make your weak commitment strong. Your scattered goals blend into one intent. You are not asked for total dedication all the time as yet. But you are asked to practice now in order to attain the sense of peace such unified commitment will bestow, if only intermittently. It is experiencing this that makes it sure that you will give your total willingness to following the way the Course sets forth. Our lessons now are geared specifically to widening horizons and direct approaches to the special blocks that keep your vision narrow and too limited to let you see the value of our goal. We are now attempting to lift these blocks, however briefly. Words alone cannot convey the sense of liberation which their lifting brings, but the experience of freedom and of peace that comes as you give up your tight control of what you see speaks for itself. Your motivation will be so intensified that words become of little consequence. You will be sure of what you want and what is valueless. And so we start our journey beyond words by concentrating first on what impedes your progress still. Experience of what exists beyond defensiveness remains beyond achievement of while it is denied. It may be there, but you cannot accept its presence. So now we attempt to go past all defenses for a little while each day. No more than this is asked, because no more than this is needed. It will be enough to guarantee the rest will come. And that is the introduction. So lesson 181 is, I trust my brothers who are one with me. Trusting your brothers is essential to establishing and holding up your faith in your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. When you attack a brother, you proclaim that he is limited by what you have perceived in him. You do not look beyond his errors. Rather, they are magnified, becoming blocks to your awareness of the self that lies beyond your own mistakes and past his seeming sins as well as yours. Perception has a focus. It is this that gives consistency to what you see. Change but this focus, and what you behold will change accordingly. Your vision now will shift to give support to the intent which has replaced the one you held before. Remove your focus on your brother's sins, and you experience the peace that comes from faith in sinlessness. This faith receives its only sure support from what you see in others past their sins. For their mistakes, if focused on, are witnesses to sins in you, and you will not transcend their sight and see the sinlessness that lies beyond. Therefore, in practicing today, we first let all such little focuses give way to our great need to let our sinlessness become apparent. We instruct our minds that it is this we seek, and only this, for just a little while. We do not care about our future goals, and what we saw an instant previous has no concern for us within this interval of time wherein we practice changing our intent. We seek for innocence and nothing else. We seek for it with no concern, but now. A major hazard to success has been involvement with your past and future goals. You've been quite preoccupied with how extremely different the goals this course is advocating are from those you held before. And you've also been dismayed by the depressing and restricting thought that even if you should succeed, you will inevitably lose your way again. How could this matter? For the past is gone, the future but imagined. These concerns are but defenses against present change of focus and perception, nothing more. We lay these pointless limitations by a little while. We do not look to past beliefs, and what we will believe will not intrude upon us now. We enter in the time of practicing with one intent, to look upon the sinlessness within. We recognize that we have lost this goal if anger blocks our way in any form. And if a brother's sin occurs to us, our narrowed focus will restrict our sight and turn our eyes upon our own mistakes, which we will magnify and call our sins. So, for a little while, without regard to past or future, should such blocks arise, we will transcend them with instructions to our minds to change their focus as we say, "It is not this that I would look upon. I trust my brothers who are one with me." And we will also use this thought to keep us safe throughout the day. We do not seek for long range goals, as each obstruction seems to block the vision of our sinlessness. We seek but for surcease an instant from the misery the focus upon sin will bring, and uncorrected will remain. Nor do we ask for fantasies, for what we seek to look upon is really there. And as our focus goes beyond mistakes, we will behold a wholly sinless world. When seeing this is all we want to see, when this is all we seek for in the name of true perception, are the eyes of Christ inevitably ours, and the love he feels for us becomes our own as well. This will become the only thing we see reflected in the world and in ourselves. The world which once proclaimed our sins becomes the proof that we are sinless. And our love for everyone we look upon attests to our remembrance of the holy self, which knows no sin, and never could conceive of anything without its sinlessness. We seek for this remembrance as we turn our minds to practicing today. We look neither ahead nor backwards. We look straight into the present, and we give our trust to the experience we ask for now. Our sinlessness is but the will of God. This instance is our willing one with him. And that is the end of lesson 181. I trust my brothers who are one with me. When we can let go of the past and the future, there is no worry about that sin that we think about all the time. We can do no wrong because we are focused only in one moment, and we are not judging ourselves or anyone else for something that may be done or that we believe has been done. The moment is over, and so when we are in the present, we are only in love, and that is what the goal of this is. If we can begin to trust our brothers, what we are doing is changing the way that we are looking at ourselves as well. And if we can remember that the world that we are seeing is the reflection of what we believe about ourselves, then we can understand that if we are looking out at everyone else in the world and not trusting them, then the truth is we are not trusting ourselves. We are believing that we are evil, vindictive, deceitful. And that change into trust will shift all of our experiences. Glass half full, glass half empty. If I'm seeing my glass as half full, then I feel satisfied. I feel that fullness. If I'm seeing it as half empty, I'm feeling the lack. And so it is not to say that we are to become doormats, but we are to begin to perceive the truth and the light that is within everyone inherently. Let me just move on to Tina Spalding's channelings. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. It is important for you to remember that these words are practice for you to learn how to do something. When we ask you to do something, such as trust your brothers, an immediate reaction from the ego consciousness says, "But I've been betrayed. I've been hurt so much by so many people that I cannot trust others." This reflects your mind. It does not reflect the world. This does not blame the victim here. We want to remind you that the world is created from within your perceptions and consciousness. If the first thing that arises in your mind when we ask you to trust is your deep level of distrust, you, in actual fact, see why we give this lesson to you. When you distrust based on past experience, you guarantee the future looks the same as the past because you beam out a frequency of lack of trust. When you lack trust in the world, your life, and your brothers and sisters, you are guaranteed to attract to you untrustworthy experiences and people because you hold the belief in lack of trust. It is an important part of your forgiveness practice to give your brothers and sisters the benefit of the doubt and say, well, just for now, just for today, I'm going to trust you. That does not mean, for example, that you give these people all your money. That is not what this lesson is about. It is about becoming unguarded, open hearted, and open minded. You see more in that state of being. You connect more and you understand more. When you bundle your defensiveness and desire to attack and retaliation, you miss everything. You miss your life, in fact. You live in the past and contaminate the eternal now with past beliefs and ideas. This is where you create. You will suffer the same wounds in the future because you believe in them. For a few moments, several times an hour each day, we want you to practice this lesson. From this lesson, you feel a much increased level of safety because you stop preparing for war. I am that one that you know is Jesus, who we will speak to again tomorrow. It's so important to remember that we create our future by what we are thinking now. And when we are focused on the pain of the past, we are in fact creating the pain of the future because we are vibrating at that level. And many times the example of a radio station is used. And so if I am listening to an FM station 95.7 and I want to be listening to an AM station 103 point whatever, I don't know, we cannot hear the AM station because we have the wrong frequency. Think about the fine tuning of even 95.7 to 95.9 or 95.3. It changes the frequency a little bit and it changes the reception. And so if you are vibrating with the negativity of yesterday, you're going to only be able to channel that station, that frequency for the future. And that is what you will create for yourself. So today, begin to adopt the idea that we can trust the world, that we can trust what we will be ready to see in the future, and watch as things begin to shift and change. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.